Hello everyone and welcome back to Dark Souls 3. I am Exorph and we're back in the Fighting Shrine. I just want to level up a bit and such. I think we don't have anything else to do in this area, so that's really it. But then we are going to be fighting a bunch of Silver Knights shooting arrows at us while we're running up some very small paths that they will definitely knock us down from in what seems like a return to the worst place in Dark Souls 1. Still no Grey Rat. I really want him to come back and give us some more items, but I guess that's not happening for a while. Alright, so like I said, let's go with more attunement until we get the second attunement slot. I have no idea how long that will take, but that seems like where we are right now. And then we are heading back to the water reserve, I guess. Okay. So I guess we're past that place forever. I didn't think there was anything in there that we didn't explore. Hopefully I'm right about that. Now I need to deal with this. I don't expect anything good to come from this. Which is probably a good outlook to have in this place. Actually wondering if you want to just keep on running rather than deal with that knight. Maybe we want to jump down there and grab that item. I need to at least remember that that's a thing. But since these knights are quite dangerous, especially in places like this, I guess at least it's nice that they haven't, that they've actually broadened the things you actually run up, so that's something at least. Okay, I can sneak past some of you at least. That's nice. That's really nice. We can grab that item that I was wondering about without having to jump to our deaths. Easterners Ashes. Okay. Umbral ash of an armor merchant from an eastern land. Surely the handmaid of Firelink Shrine can turn this into a few new things. The merchant, the captain of a clan of hunters, was fascinated by weaponry, or with weaponry. The armor merchant was fascinated by weaponry. Okay. Eastern lands. Who do we know from Eastern lands? I'm not sure. Let's actually try to be a bit stealthy here. If we can just go up here without having to bother with these, that's quite a lot easier than the previous game, but this feels very risky. And at the same time, fighting these guys shouldn't be that difficult. Not when we don't have to worry about arrows at the same time. Especially now that we can do that. So that's nice. Oh, I think it actually survived. God damn it. I thought we kicked it to its death. But I guess not. Where did you go? Where did you fall to? Did I... Huh. What the hell happened to it? I guess I have no idea. Okay. Keep on moving. Keep on moving. So... Right, guess it wasn't as bad as I thought. At least not so far. Of course, there's nothing saying that we won't get... that things won't get worse before they get better. But this actually feels fairly doable. I wonder if we want to do the same thing to you. Okay. It's nice to have you stagger so easily. Okay, cool. Large Titan shard and a proof of a Concord kept. Why did I get that? From killing a Silver Knight. So they have to do with the Darkmoon... the Dark Blade of the Darkmoon? So are the Silver Knights Blades of the Darkmoon? I guess that's kind of what's implied by that. Are there even more of these archers up here? You were off right. Okay, I see what you mean. Now, the question is, do we run down these places and... because we have another one of you down there. It's not an archer though. And I guess that's actually like where we want to go. I'm just wondering if we want to head down some of these other paths. Whoa, okay, that was close. Is that down where we were? Yeah, right, that was the places where the trees, where we were fairly safe. I'm wondering if, okay, if we go down there. Whoa, 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 that was close. Just wondering, there might be an item on that ledge there. I kind of doubt it, because I feel like there shouldn't be. Can get you to stop shooting arrows for a bit. Oh, whoa, whoa. Okay, moving on, I guess. Right, let's deal with this guy instead. This is another archer. Huh. I wasn't expecting that actually. I thought for sure this was a sword knight. Kind of want to abuse the fact that you have to change your weapon and see if we can get you to stagger a bit. All right. Okay, no more ears from you, I guess. But now down here we have to actually deal with both an archer and a sword knight. Now, if we can, might be good to throw something at the sword knight so that we only have to deal with one of you. There we go. I do like this weapon against these guys. It's really nice to just be able to hammer down on like really powerful enemies until they die. Just button mash your way to victory. Are there going to be like a weird ambush or something once I try to attack that guy? Like something coming down here, from down there rather. I think we're good. Though... Any chance of a bonfire down there? Probably not, but worth a try. Because this place will lead me to some items, so I want to go down here at least. Which probably means that I want to deal with you. Really? That seems like a good way to deal with you. God, they stagger so easily. Silver Knight leggings, yeah, like I said, Silver Knight. Maybe that can give us some lore on the Silver Knight, though. Where we can see what they had to do with the Darkmoon blades. Leggings of the Silver Knights, allegiant to the royals of old. Probably Gwyn's family, I guess. It is said that even after the family's passing, the knights continued to watch over their manor and the Ruined Cathedral. The Ruined Cathedral is what Smo was said to have watched over, right? So I wonder if that is actually the place we're heading now. The last knight to remain at his post, guarding the Ruined Cathedral. Which is interesting. If these guys are still here, then is Smo also here? Otherwise, how can he be the last knight to remain at his post? Will we actually have to deal with another archer over there, or are we fine? I think I know where this is actually taking us, though. Thank you. I think there's a shortcut over here that we'll now be able to use, which is quite nice. I am happy with this. Assuming all goes according to plan, which it does seem to do. Alright, cool. A shortcut. And a fairly quick one as well. At least if we use the elevator from Pontiff Sullivan's place. Yeah, I guess that's the Silver Knight that we knocked down. Now, how would we get up from down there? But there is an item down there, and I want it. And since we have this shortcut, I'm not too worried about this. But still, I'm a bit confused about how to get away from here. Like, I don't think we've been down on this ledge either, actually. I think this is all... Let's head on for a bit and see if we open something up. Otherwise, we'll get back here and check out those drops. So this is looking like the... I don't remember what it was called. But you would use a ring here that would open up a... it would make this statue disappear, and it would open up his optional boss fight and a covenant. So does that actually work? Yeah, no bonfire. There used to be a bonfire here in Dark Souls 1. Illusion ahead. Okay, you don't actually need a ring, I guess. And we have a... Oh god. Is that going to be like a boss room? Chameleon. That is an Ulasil item, I think. It would make sense for them to remove the bonfire from there if this actually was a boss room, since otherwise they would make things a bit easy for us. And you could kneel in the middle of these candles to pray to the Covenant and or pray to Gwendolyn actually. Yeah, and if you went into this room, you would have to fight them. Let's check out the Chameleon. A lost sorcery of Irithyll, land of ancient golden sorcery, transformed into something inconspicuous. Far from formally developed, this magic was instead born from the mischief of a young girl who sought relief from the solitude of the woods at dusk. Would that be Princess Dusk? Let's see where the other path leads before we head in there. But it doesn't feel like that will actually lead... Well, there's an item up there at least. Which we'll want. Can we actually just call this thing down right away? Oh, we can. This place is so crazy. And then we'll have to fight. Alright, so... Let's jump down that ledge and then head into that room ahead. Like here are all a bunch of Silver Knight statues. It's kinda cool. I think this has gotten like a an updated look to it, but I'm not sure. Might just be the lighting affecting things in a cool way. So let's drop down here and see where it takes us. So, some Dragonslayer stuff. That's cool. Didn't we have a Dragonslayer Greatbow, or was that just a Dragonslayer bow, or... Dragon Rider bow, of course. Ah, yeah. Huge difference. Greatbow used by the Dragonslayers during the Age of Gods. Far greater in size than any normal bow, and far more devastating. The bow must be anchored to the ground when fired, a time-consuming operation that leaves the user vulnerable. Only specialized great arrows can be fired from the bow. Punctuating arrow. Masterfully fires off a great arrow that pierces through all enemies in its path, inflicting damage. That feels very... like... dependent on the circumstances. I can't think of too many cases where that would be super useful. Okay, so I guess this just takes us around. We can drop down here and then we can... I wonder what the safest way of getting back up there would be. So that we don't have to fight our way through the Silver Knights again. But I'm also curious about jumping down on that path, but I don't think there's an easy way of jumping down there. Oh well. Here goes nothing. We might actually want to run back into the cathedral and then run back. Oh, whoa, whoa. And I'm just taking the absolutely safest path possible now. Not really caring about what's fastest. Oh, and we have an item here that we haven't picked up, so that's good. Alright, so Irithyll is Anor Londo then. That's almost a given. And we never visited really the lower parts of Irithyll either. So it kind of makes sense as well. I almost rested there. It would have been a mistake. Okay, so we are blocked a bit by some of the enemies, but I think we should be able to just run past them. I don't appreciate the invisible stairs there, but other than that, it all seemed to work out in the end. None of you are coming my way, so okay, we're perfectly fine. Let's try to drop down with the other Silver Knight then, before we actually head on. But unless we can actually see a place to go down there, that might actually be a mistake. It is not clear what it would actually give us in any way. So we might just have to run through this place all over again. But you know what? I want to explore, so we should probably give it a go at least. And the best way of doing this would be probably just to jump down from here, right? And for now we're safe. Let's use that. Doesn't seem like this would actually lead us anywhere. So far so good. And I guess this is just actually taking us around to where we just were. Unless this is also a secret path. Nope, it is not. Okay, so I'll see you all in a bit when I circle around once more. So I'm really curious about where this is actually going to take us. Because the game hasn't exactly been just thrown a bunch of bosses at us at once in the past. It's usually like it has usually waited a bit between each boss and made each boss really feel like, oh god, this is like the end of this big section of gameplay. But at the same time, why would they have that sort of amazing boss room and not have a boss inside of it? Like, what else could it possibly contain? It could, of course, contain some really dangerous enemies or whatever. You also haven't seen any, like, warnings about that, though. And to prove that, because the other one implied that you needed a ring, which you didn't. Or what does this actually say? You bastard head. By the way, time for dead end. Right, sure. Let's see what happens in here. Brass helm. That's from the Firekeeper of Anor Londo in Dark Souls 1. And yes, this room is still the same. Like a whole... Yeah, had a bunch of weird little places, items that you could grab, as well as an empty, mysteriously empty chest. Could this be a stabbing in the back? No, it's a stabbing in the front. Time for love, therefore vigor required ahead. Is that... That looks like the... Like the knight at the start of Dark Souls 1, but that feels very odd to have that there. Like a single little bouquet up there. Treasure ahead, but regret? Why would I regret grabbing this? It's not a mimic, so... Reversal ring. That's interesting. And I would have never gone in there if it wasn't for the message. That looked completely... Like this, that does not at all look like it would be a path, which is kind of cool. Rather successful hiding of a little path. Anything else in here? I guess not. So let's grab this and see if something happens. Anri's straight sword. Wait, is it Anri? Oh no! I should have noticed, but... Oh. That sucks. Oh. So... he headed here to fight Aldrich, which... who he escaped as a child, together with Horus. Horus died on the way here, and then it looked like he got killed by some sort of weapon. I guess it's probably he got killed by Aldrich, or like one of Aldrich's knights. But that's sad. It's interesting with this pilgrim as well. I don't know why it would be here. That is sad. I'm kind of hoping that Anri would be with us for the duration of the game, honestly. But we got cool areas to discover, so we should just keep on moving, I guess. But the whole second part, like this, the path in this direction of Anor Londo is gone, I guess. Because you usually came from that direction in Dark Souls 1. And then you had to sneak into the big room with the big painting, and then you could use this lift here. Anything up here that we want to deal with, or are we safe? So I guess that's over there is the distant manor. I still don't know what that building is though. It could just be... It might just be the undead settlement, actually. It could be it. Because that tower over there looks a bit like the tower that the giant was standing on top of. But that's probably what it is then. And then that's where we fought the cursed tree. And that's probably the top of the... part of the tree, at least. That makes sense. Was the cursed tree completely optional? It was, right? You didn't have to fight it. I wonder if it would have looked differently if we hadn't gone there. How would you get in there? Is that the Church of Yorska, by the way? I think it might be. And if so, then there is a tower above that we never managed to explore. So maybe we'll find a way up there somehow. I was hoping that I could get there by using this lift, but that does not seem like it would be the case. But I guess we are just seeing how this goes. Can we put it in any direction? I'm gonna try to push it in this direction first. No. Because there were multiple levels that you can put this elevator on in Dark Souls 1. So I want to try push it several times. This time as well. Okay. Here we go. This is obviously not leading us anywhere. Perhaps we could go down though. That might be how we get into that building. But yeah, that's the big building in Anor Londo, and even deeper down inside you would fight the Ornstein and Smo. So wonder if we'll fight Smo alone. It's not impossible, but it does feel like that would be weird. No, we're not getting over there, I guess. That's too bad. I was kind of hoping we would... Okay, let's try to push it one more level, I guess. Not sure how that would help, given the areas around us, but it still feels like it would be worth a shot, so... Let's see, we pushed it this direction, right? So it should be this direction again. No. So it's just the one direction that we can actually push it. So how do we get into that tower? Because it doesn't look like there's any other ways of getting there, does it? Like, it doesn't have any paths leading to it or anything. Unless we can make the tower turn somehow. Or if we can find a way to... yeah, because that totally that is totally the Church of Yorska. Huh. Alright. Gonna keep on moving a little bit, at least. Oh, we have another bonfire. That's awesome. Yeah. And just Anor Londo. Straight up Anor Londo. I guess for most people that would be obvious right off the bat, but... a patrolling Silver Knight. So this counts as a separate area then? Okay, at least it's not firing on us from here. Which would have been kind of evil of him. Yeah, I am curious about that. But we'll probably figure it out in some way. Do we have souls? Yeah, we have a few souls, but not enough to actually care. Okay. We got a big... Oh god, and it's attacking right through the... There we go, thank you. Right through our shield. And I have another one on me, don't die. Thank you for that. Whoa, you don't stagger quite as easily, though you probably do. I was just bad at staggering. We get some really good shards from these guys, which is nice. Is there more of you? That's a red-eyed Silver Knight. That's creepy. I don't like that at all. Soul of a Weary Warrior. I'm guessing this is going to be closed until further noticed. Locked by some contraption. In Dark Souls 1, that would be... the contraption is on the other side. In the big chamber. Okay, let's head away from the red-eyed Silver Knight for now. And see if we can find any traces of the... giant blacksmith. Well, he doesn't seem to be feeling very well, does he? That's too bad. Too bad. That place down there looks very much like a place that we would explore at some point. Or maybe that's actually just where the Church of Yorska actually leads in the end. So we actually already been there. Is there a place over here? No. On the other side? No. So, what's up with the giant blacksmith? Why are you so down? He's very dead. That's why. You don't deserve this, friend. No, I agree. I 100% agree. The giant's coal. That is sad. That is very sad. Everything is just dying now. That is awful. Why does it have to be like that? So let's check the giant's coal. Coal used for weapon infusion. It is said that the giant blacksmith of Anor Londo was once the blacksmith of the gods. give to the blacksmith in the shrine to allow the use of gems for lightning, simple, and chaos infusion. Yeah, I'm mostly interested in sharp infusion, so... Whoa. What has been going on here? This is not how everything looked when we were here last time. So this should lead us into the cathedral area. Unless we're mistaken. Or unless something big has changed since last time. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, this place is looking awful. Not at all like it used to be. I wonder if the whole other sections of the... Oh, God. Yeah, that's where you fight... where you fight Ornthina's Moe in Dark Souls 1. You don't say! Okay. I am not liking this at all. These windows used to be broken so you could run outside, but I guess that's not a thing anymore. Yeah, this is quite creepy. I wonder if we'll be fighting Aldrich in there then. It seems like the most likely candidate. And I wonder where this is going to lead us. If we're actually able to go in here. No. Kind of figured that would be the case. But I want to make sure at least. We could run down there, but I don't want to. Not just yet. Yeah, we got another one of the patterns that I was talking about here. So maybe that had always been a pattern associated with Anor Londo, and I was just being silly before when I thought that had to do with the Cathedral of Blue. Or maybe the Cathedral of Blue has something to do with Anor Londo. I mean, the place where you actually see... the place in Dark Souls 2 where the Cathedral of Blue actually is kind of looks a bit like Anor Londo-ish, so... maybe it's just a feature of that sort of architecture. So we might as well try to fight the red-eyed knight here. Since it's close to a bonfire, we only have to fight 2 silver knights to actually get back to him. I don't expect it to be an easy fight by any means. Whoa, 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 that's a lot of damage. Maybe we'll actually try to fight him over here by the bonfire. I think I even didn't pick this up. Okay, almost. Almost got the backstab. Okay, you might still be fairly easily staggerable. Which is nice. Might just be the damage that's different. Oh, I did not expect to actually survive that attack. Or we'll survive it, sure, but not... okay, not at all easily staggerable. But it does feel like this is doable. Okay. It actually did work out. Tiny Shard. I wonder if that's going to get resurrected. And that should lead us into an entirely different area then, since it didn't take us to... so we couldn't reach that place from inside the main area. But you know what? We are going to have to keep on exploring this area in the next episode. So, until then, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time on Dark Souls 3. Bye bye!